What? We're on another adventure. We're going to do a Velux brand, what they call a sun tunnel. It's actually like a skylight that comes through and has a diffuser right here, which we'll show you, to get more light in an area where this area is kind of dark, and they want to make it where it's not dark even when the lights are off. Give you, for instance, this is kind of a really overcast day. So even on an overcast day, major overcast, lots of clouds, you get a lot of light. And when the sun's out big time, they actually give you a piece of plastic that you can put inside the dome on the plastic to stop the sun from noon going straight down and cooking something, fade out your furniture or something like that. But this is a good example. They got these things, it says on there is regularly $239. I haven't looked to see, but they got them for $100 a piece, brand new, and at a thrift store. So we're gonna put it together.
They got it at Habitat for Humanity.
Right. Where did it come from?
Probably China.
Greenwood, South Carolina.
Well, from the manufacturer.
Velux America Incorporated. Shipping department. 450 Old Brickyard Road in Greenwood, South Carolina. I've installed these before, but not this particular brand. So let's see what happens. We have is a I think this is the residential energy kit. So it adds an additional plastic piece here, another gasket, and this elliptical plastic thing, which we have not used. This place has trees to keep noon sunlight, but it's something you might consider if you don't want to get the sun going directly down on your furniture and maybe fade out the furniture. You could put this thing at the top of the dome. We're not going to do that, but you could, and there's the instructions to do it. Let's pull out the rest of this. The connection to the top and the connection to the bottom, or vice versa. You can change them to different directions in case you need to go at an angle and then drop again, or an angle directly into another. This allows you to spin it and do that. I don't think we'll be doing that either. This is the part that sits upstairs. And it sits inside this part. Tape works really well when I don't want it to. There's your dome that sits on top, and that's where you would put your blocking for the sunlight coming down at noon. That would be this piece right here.
Put it that way or turn it the other way.
It's got to be at an angle like so. So you could spin this around and then have screws that you fasten to it. The lid. That's in case you needed to do it. We're not going to need that here. Again,
Maybe in Arizona.
anywhere that has direct sunlight, you've got some really fancy whatever underneath that. You might not want to be faded. So, you know, that opaque cover for that thing shouldn't allow very much to get through. This is your thing that goes on the roof. It's meant to go with shingles, half under the shingles and then half over top of the shingles. We're doing it on metal roof, so it's quite a bit different. Invariably, there are people who want to argue about how to do it. They don't have their own channel generally. They don't do the videos on how they think it should be done the correct way. But they still can put their opinion in. This is your bottom piece. It has these clips. And once you push it up in there, then you turn that screw, which is underneath this lid. Let's see. There's a slot right there. And then you can pull it off. Underneath this lid is those screws that will allow this to tighten down on whatever material you have here. Works pretty good. Let me just turn the light on. All right. We have an empty box.
What's that?
We got a bag. We've got to describe to you what it is. And this bag is your instructions. Pretty decent. It's got multiple languages, including Spanish. But importantly, there's foil tape, which you will need, screws, which you will need, and these clips, which I didn't much care for them, but to each his own. The clips are meant for tying the tubes together, one to the other. But I'm going to put screws to it. We got to pull the plastic out on the inside. That's a yellow plastic film. So we probably won't use that at all either. Now, I have to be concerned on location first. We got light here. Where we have need for light is here. Now, I'm going to have furniture sitting there, so we need to be over in this area. What I would do is measure the total length from, it is 90 inches. So half of that would be 45. Divided by 2. This tape measure does not want to cooperate. Like that. Yeah, I might want to go over just a little bit, but we'll have to what I'm going to do, I'm going to drill a hole through here and then slide something up there so I can see if I'm hitting right next to a rafter. And that would be something you'd want to do with drywall too. So we'll be right back. I'm going to get a drill bit that will drill through this. And then we'll push something up there and have somebody climb up there while it's not hot. Boy, picked an overcast day because it can get to 140, 100 and whatever degrees up inside. So we're going to break away and be right back. Didn't take much to go through that. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea if you were in your house. You might want to cover your floor because of the mess. So we don't have to worry about that because we got a wood floor that easily cleans up. Now we have something that we need to, it's smaller than the hole you drilled, so we can figure out where it is up there, and then that way we can measure to where the rafters are, which go this way theoretically, and then we can figure out where the best place to put that. I really don't want to cut through a rafter, and I don't think you do either. So that's what we're going to do next. Go up there and measure from this rod or whatever it is you stick up there to both directions where the rafters are, so we know where to put the hole. Okay, so now we've figured out that we're 5.5 over this way and 15 over here. We can sure enough the thing is 10.5, 10 3/4, and we need to allow for, you know, not being too big so that these can't do their trick holding. So we're about there. So 10 3/4, let's say, would be 5 3/8 all the way around. So we got plenty of room. We're just happen to be in the right place. Now we're going to have to cut all this out. I don't know if you guys, there's a lot of ways you can do this. You can drill holes and cut it out. We're going to do something like that. But in order to cut a metal roof, there's, again, lots of ways. I have all the tools. Nibblers, grinders, cutters. But one of the favorite ways is take a blade screwdriver and a hammer and turn that blade screwdriver kind of sideways. I'm going to push that screwdriver through the metal.
You make it look really easy, but
A lot of practice. Now, I have a paddle bit, but you don't have to use a paddle bit. You can use whatever bit you want. And we're going to drill around the outside edge. Keep your mouth shut. You probably should wear some eye protection. But instead of you watching me drill holes all the way around and then cut it out, we'll come back and I'll show a little bit of the jigsaw and we'll cut all the edges all the way around. I took a hammer and I smashed it out, and I didn't have to, I just did. And then I'm going to take this. Not quite so caveman using tool. I could have used a chisel and cut all the way around, or the same screwdriver and knocked all that out, which is in this case not drywall but 3/8 OSB or such plywood chipboard. Now we're going to push this insulation back. Careful of that metal not cutting me. Not every day you see metal on the roof, on the ceiling. All right, let's take a look with the light. We don't have to go very far up when we hit the roof. So what I'm going to do, in this case, I don't have very much need for a plumb bob or something, but you could use a chalk box, something or level to find out where the center of the hole is and drill your hole up there, and then we climb up there. But I can do this by hand, and even if it's off a little bit, it won't make any difference at all. It won't be off very much. Again, using that drill bit. I'll do with that other. Now, I know where to cut up there. We're going to go up on the roof. So we'll see you up on the roof. So the hole we drilled is right there. And now I'm going to come over here and take a view down there. And then behind us is Bluff Line. Neat place. So I'm going to take this pencil. I guess I got to go back to school. And mark all the way around. I don't have to be directly below it. I can be wider. That way it gives me plenty of room. I can hardly see my. and then use whatever tools you need. I'm gonna do the same old thing that I did before. Use the hammer. Mark this. When I get back to the same place, I'll have to keep eyeballing it. Gotta pull these screws. Is that 1/4 inch?
Mm-hmm. Should be. Don't say that. Nope. You have one on you?
Nope, but I have another cheat code. Take the tip out of this shaft. It won't last long doing it, but I can do it for just a little bit. All right. Didn't want that stuff to hold us up. Now, I have more of these kind of screws from different metal roofing jobs that I've done through the years. And I usually have a few extra screws. All right. Now, before I put screws in, where these ridges are, I'm going to diagonally cut across. Now, if you're doing shingles, half your shingles go, you have to take shingles off in this area. Half your shingles go over the top, and half your shingles goes over the top of them. So this part will go over top of your shingles, and this part will go underneath your shingles. So about halfway. Okay, but this is not. This is a metal roof, and we're going to do this differently. So I'm going to make a triangle like so. To the center, probably about 1.5 inches, 2 inches up, like so, and then back like so. Then I'm going to take a pair of snips and cut them. Now, I don't have all my screws here. I guess there's some behind them. What I normally do is I screw into the center. So like in the center of this flange, I'm going to put a screw toward the end so it'll bend it down like so. I'm going to do it again over here. Be careful not to strip it out.
Fine, not much there.
Just very thin metal. Both sides of that rib, pull it pretty tight. seal it up with tar, or they call it plastic cement, roof coating. All right. Now you see why the water's going to tend, if I seal all this up, tend to go over this and down around. And that's what I'm shooting for. Use these screws up. Now, the next thing we do is this thing here. You could be on a real steep roof and you still want you don't want your pipe to be like that, and then you have to reposition your pipe. This one allows you to tilt it. So you can literally turn it where it's kind of straight down into that. And there are a couple of holes where you'll always find a place where you can put a screw into it from the side. Let's see, we have bags of screws somewhere. We're using Phil's head. I think I'll just go through here. Pretty solid already, but it's telling me not to fall off the roof. Thanks, guys. I forgot about that. I was almost going to fall off the roof. That sticker saved my life. Now, let's find that clear plastic top. Well, might have been kind of. I may leave this off in case I need to be up in here, but I don't think I will. I'll put these screws on the premise that I will be taking them loose if I need to, and that's the great thing about screws. You can back them back out. Now, you would think they make these things where they line up with holes, but I haven't been able to.
Looks like it just lines up in between those rivets.
Yeah, sort of. It just kind of. All right. Gonna use these longer screws again. Make things real strong. We can take these loose if we need to. Believe me, that's not going to leak in this area. Now, this is where your noontime badge would be. stop the sun from going straight down in, but we're not going to worry about that because it's not an issue. If it is an issue, we can take it back off, put it on. Next will be sealing it up for weather. There's almost always more than one way to skin a cat, but there, I'm using that screwdriver again. This is cheapy. I probably could have done better if I'd have went to Dollar Tree and bought a wooden spoon or something, flat spatula, wooden, that would hold up to the strength of pulling this stuff out of here. That way I don't have to get my hand near the edges of the can. But this is like $12, $14, whatever it is when you get to see it. It's fairly inexpensive. And very, very effective.
Just don't get it on your clothes.
Try not to get it on your fingers because then you end up getting it on everything else. Like when you get it on that and your hands are pushing it around, ends up being a problem. Try with a new one, see how much I get on me. The longer handle will allow you to keep away. Now you can also wear a plastic glove, neoprene throwaway medical-like glove. You can use that also. And just smooth it out. Now I like to, when I get where a place where it might be seen, I put tape all the way around in a square or a nice look, and then I go blend it right into the tape. And then when I got everything sealed up like I want it, I pull the tape off and then put it in a box.
Like painting, masking tape.
Sort of, yeah. You're encouraging the paint to go where you want it to go. But this is not going to be seen at all. Even if I build a deck up here by the bluff line, which we've been talking about, you're not going to see this. So it don't have to be pretty. And I'm very aware of the people's budget. These people are wonderful people. And I'm not so cantankerous as I have to do it my way, and I don't care what it costs. Even when they're not watching me, I'm looking after them. I know what is doing a good job and what is going over the top. You know, either you need a Cadillac or you can get a Lamborghini. If you don't need a Lamborghini, why are you buying it? Because I got the extra money? Why do you need 10 Cadillacs? There's only 7 days in a week. All these screws have gaskets on them, but the edge of this metal is not sealed. So I am encouraging the water to go away. And while I was up here on that other one, which has been tested by the rain, like 3-4 inches of rain, several times, I've already got it on my hand. That's pretty rookie. Short handle things don't work with me. Anyway, I sealed up everything else on the roof. Again, me looking after these people. Because they're not just somebody I get money from. They're my friends. And that's the thing. Sounds like they're coming up the road. soon as we get this sealed up, we're ready for bad weather again. Again, I'm blending this in on the edges. Yep, they're coming, and I want to be done. Dadgummit, I didn't get the inside of the thing done. There you go, guys. That's the top. We'll get with you when we go do the rest of it. We're back downstairs, and I pushed up these to hold the plastic out of them, and they'll go from one to the on this one and one on the other one. I got them both up there with the plastic taken out of the center. It's yellow film. And now I'm going to see if this fits the hole and twist these clips in and tighten it down. Pretty tight fit. Now, we can take this out, but what I'm going to do is leave it there for now. That will pull out, and then you can, if you feel like you need to, you can put foil tape on the inside and make sure there's plenty of reflection. But I think there's going to be a lot of reflection come through there. The problem is today, it's going to be too hot to be reasonably sending somebody up in there to connect these two together. So I will take this up again tomorrow, and we'll finish it up. And we got plenty of other things to do on this job. So see you tomorrow.